Hi, this is Bhavna and you're watching India Today. If you are like me and many other Indians in our country who have loved Shark Tank India, well, you're going to love this episode because I have Anupam and Amit join me right here on India Today. The Sharks, I am very, very excited to be talking to you. Firstly, a huge welcome, both of you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bhavna.
I think people have really loved you all as Sharks in the show, obviously. Who knew about the work that you were doing, perhaps, but did not have a face to the name. They finally got that. But how has that changed over the 3 seasons, Anupam, for you, and over 2 seasons for you now? How has that fame changed the way, I mean, when you walk now on the street? Has it changed the kind of reception that you get from people at all?
You can go ahead and I can go.
Dramatically, I think, Bhavna, I think it's a sea change. As you said, वो पिक्चर में डायलॉग नहीं था क्या, नाम तो सुना ही होगा लेकिन शक्ल कोई नहीं जानता था, है ना? तो ये जो फेम आया है, suddenly taking photographs with entrepreneurs being celebrated, becoming celebrities, being called to give speeches here there.
Yeah.
So it's very new when we go to airports वगैरह, तो काफी कई जगह crowding भी हो जाता है,
I'm sure, yeah.
Certain places you have to go with security, so it's become quite a change. And frankly, I'm enjoying it. I love it. What's there not to love? Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it,
Also, I think there's a bit of flamboyance in your personality. So I think you ease into it a little bit.
हाँ, थोड़ा struggle था शुरू में. I'll be honest कि where we come from as business people, you always taught कि सर नीचे रखो, काम करो, है ना? ज़्यादा दिखाओ मत. Especially हमारी बनिया families में तो ऐसे ही हमारी upbringing थी.
मैं भी बनिया हूँ, मुझे पता है.
So don't flaunt too much, जितना उड़ोगे उतना गिरोगे. All these type of things were drilled into your head.
Yeah.
I was also conditioned from the beginning to do all that, keep your head down. So पहले, there was a lot of discomfort suddenly to get their attention.
Yeah.
Oh no, this is not right.
How much is too much? How much can...
this is no. But then, I did a lot of introspection and spoke to some people who I trust a lot. And I said, bro, I'm struggling with this. But I like it. It feels good. I'm enjoying it. And I'm not harming anybody. And in fact, when I talk to people, I'm able to interact and add some value to their life.
Absolutely.
I'm able to learn about them and add some value to my life. So what is wrong? And they said, there's nothing wrong. What you're struggling with is the conditioning you have experienced over years of your life, which has nothing to do with reality. If you like it, अगर आपको अच्छा लग रहा है and किसी को तकलीफ नहीं है, you should do it. And so I embraced it. I said, I'm not going to run away from it. I'm going to love it. I'm going to enjoy it. And
that's the way forward. And I see videos where you get literally sometimes mobbed and people. But Amit, I feel your personality is very different.
Very different. I'm a very private guy, very family guy. I'm not too much used to this. So I changed a bit of my lifestyle and I now do home parties instead of going out. So I'm not a guy who... So I like to learn from, the show, the founders, so many sectors.
Yeah.
I like to give back also to the founders. And that's something that inspires me to be on the show. The other part of the fame, really I'm not the guy who enjoys it too much.
Yeah.
Having said that, if somebody approaches, of course I am gentle and get a picture click.
Even when I'm talking, there's a certain sense of reservedness that I can sense when you're talking, So I get that. But when we are talking about Shark Tank India, so many ideas. It's a place, a hub for ideas.
That's
where
right.
you can really build on so much, right? But that also means every good thing also has a flip side to it, which means that you sometimes come across people who have the weirdest ideas possible, right?
Yeah, we've seen that. I can't forget the petticoat wala sayonara.
season 2.
Oh man, that was just crazy.
उसका तो बड़ा मजाक उड़ाया था.
But
joined in the belly button one. Not belly button.
Nabi, Gushta.
But there's a set of audience which obviously also wants you all to be a little sensitive while you're also giving your critique, because that is what it is. Now, as people who are actually in that business and there to do the job, how do you draw that line? Where do you know that, okay, this much is okay? You can be critical to a point, but without really hurting, or maybe hurting the sentiment more so, or just the confidence of the person. How do you keep that in mind?
My view is, I think be respectful to the pitcher. Idea can be good or bad.
Yeah, yeah.
You can classify good idea, bad idea.
Correct.
But having basic respect for the person who has come there
Correct.
is something that he deserves or she deserves, right? That's what I follow. The person has to be respected. Idea can be good or bad. And main thing, if you think about it, is as sharks, our job is to, through that person, talk to the nation.
Yeah.
Because if you give a candid feedback about the idea and not about the person individually or personally, you're actually communicating to millions of people who are planning to start a business.
Correct.
That's a job.
Correct.
And that's how I look at it. It's a responsible position to be at.
Yeah.
You have to tell the truth on what's not right, what's not, how
Yeah,
do you
because
feel about
otherwise
it.
people
Otherwise, how
will
will
not
people
know.
learn,
Yeah,
right?
true.
Our job is that.
Yeah.
So at times, pitcher will, come pitch an idea. If there is some criticism going to happen, it may be of the idea. It can never be of
Not
the
be
person. Exactly.
That's true.
See, I think Amit said it very well, but let me also just add my flavor. This is not charity tank or this is not feel good tank. Right?
Correct. Correct.
This is Shark Tank, right? This is potentially, and what we are seeing, especially now in season 3, this is a show that is acting as a catalyst for the entrepreneurial aspirations and the future of our country.
Correct.
So, in some level, like Spider-Man said, with great power comes great responsibility. We have a responsibility towards the audience and towards the founders to be honest and to be candid. So, as Amit was saying, I also draw that rule that, look, I can rip apart your business, and I've done that, and you'll see that this season. I've done that before as well.
Yeah, I was about to say I've seen that before as well.
But I will never say something demeaning to you as a person. In fact, I will only give you input that, perhaps you should consider this. Shayad aapko value, I will not tell you do this because everybody's context is different. You are coming from a different context.
Correct.
Whether you take my input or no is entirely up to you and respect that. But I will give you one perspective without putting you down or demeaning you. But I might rip apart your business and you might deserve that.
Yeah.
Also keep in mind, this is season 3.
Yeah.
Right? Now there's a certain, the table stakes are set. Abhi aap 100 episode ho gaye, aapne dekh liya hai. You know what is expected of you.
Yeah.
And when you come on Shark Tank, it is not easy. It's very hard. You have to go through a long process.
Absolutely.
Millions of people want to get onto Shark Tank. So when you come on that stage, you have taken a spot. At the very least, you have to be prepared at a basic level.
Correct. Correct.
If you have not done that, then you've just taken somebody's spot, and that is unfair. So that rankles me sometimes. Ki yaar, you don't know the market size.
Yeah.
I mean, you've known for months you're coming on Shark Tank.
Absolutely. No,
Right.
I completely agree. I mean, you have to be prepared if you're getting that once in a million kind of an opportunity.
And that's a message for the rest of the country as
yeah.
well. If you're going to have an opportunity of a lifetime, be prepared.
Yeah.
Because that is what success is.
Absolutely.
When opportunity meets preparedness.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And this is for actually all the viewers. If you're not prepared, there's no point coming to Shark Tank India because
नंबर पता होने चाहिए आपको अपने.
हाँ, मतलब आपको पता होना चाहिए आप क्यों आ रहे हो, किस चीज की वजह से. Maybe you learn something if the idea is not something that you all have liked.
That's
you can
right.
obviously take away
That's
something great, a learning. But also, when you're giving your opinions, like you said, there's a responsibility for sure. But the audience doesn't understand the responsibility part of it, which means that it could lead to harsh criticism of your criticism on social media, which is very, like, sometimes it can really get to you because you're not used to it at this level, right? I think by now you must have got immune because this is the 3rd season we are talking about. But does it still get difficult sometimes? Do you hold back sometimes कि अरे यार मैं ये बोल तो दूंगा, but I don't know how audience is going to take it, because that is also important.
That's a great question. I'll tell you my own graph, and Amit can share is. I think season 1 I used to get very affected. Actually, there was not a lot of negative stuff said about me, तो इतना फर्क नहीं पड़ा. But even if I used to see the smallest comment saying, why did he do this? It used to really trouble me कि इसको ठीक कैसे करें? How do I fix this? And so maybe in season 2 I was a lot more conscious.
Correct.
At least halfway until season 2 कि ऐसे बोल देंगे तो शायद ये हो जाएगा. What if somebody doesn't like it? Some sharks were taken, hauled over coals, and they had to issue apologies. Right?
Absolutely.
And I didn't want to be in that situation. And then somewhere along the way, and season 2, now halfway there, I said, you know what? There is no winning this game.
Yeah.
Right? Somewhere the realization dawned, and speaking to my loved ones or whatever, that trying to be everything to everyone, pleasing everyone,
Not
means
possible.
you're eventually going to be nothing to everyone. Right? So there is no winning that game. The only game that you can potentially play long term is the game of authenticity.
Yeah.
Right? So if you are authentic, there will be certain people who will be drawn to you because they will see that authenticity.
Correct.
And even the people who don't like what you say will say at least he's authentic. Jo hai wo hai. Right? So I think you should be, and you will sleep better at night.
Yeah, that's
So I think I just said, look, I'm going to be myself. I'm going to be authentic. And today, also now in season 3, especially now after 2 weeks, I'm seeing a lot of comments saying, who does he think he is? Why did he say that?
Yeah.
But you know what? I would be lying if I said it doesn't bother me. 1 minute के लिए लगता है वो ऐसे क्यों बोला?
हाँ.
मैं तो अच्छा बोल रहा है. I was trying to do good.
Yeah.
But I'm quickly able to say, no, this is who I am.
You can't please
And
everyone. That's
I am
true, yeah.
being true to myself and the show.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, if this person doesn't like it, so be it. Right? We'll see.
Yeah,
So I'm able to
it's
get
very-
past it quickly.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
It
Though,
is.
so I'm glad that you've come to that.
For me, I have a very different life. I live in Jaipur, a joint family set up.
You're from Jaipur.
Yeah.
I'm also from Jaipur. Wow, I have too many things common.
Great. So for me, it's more like, I enjoy my own world. I hardly put a lot of attention. I would not say put zero, but very little attention I put to this world
Correct.
of social media, of things happening. I have a beautiful set of friends. When I did the shoot, I have put in all my effort with genuinity, with integrity and trustworthiness. I have given my real views. People may like it, people may not like it. That won't change my views.
Yeah.
So I think that, getting impacted on what people think about your views is something that I am not in the zone. Let's say I may have said something, I may have changed my views also later because I also learn in the process.
Absolutely.
I'm willing to accept that.
Yeah.
But I'm not letting the noise reach me as much. A little bit reaches because sometimes people would show, my wife would show me, this is come or that. I usually try to probably refrain from that piece as much as I can and then focus on your own business because, that's what probably is your first job.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And again, sometimes I feel that even if you try to consciously stay away from the comments, it's also the family. Sometimes
It comes back, yeah.
They are saying
That's-
out of
Can't
concern.
stay
You
away
can't
now.
stay away. So I would
You
agree
can't-
to Anupam, you can't stay away fully. I try to refrain as much as I can.
Yeah.
You can't stay away because यार आप किसको phone करने के लिए उठा लो. You see somebody's forwarding you a message, look at this.
Yeah,
right?
that's true. Like you don't even have to go and
Exactly.
search.
And people will first forward you the bad stuff, right? Because it is more interesting. So then I say, quickly 3-4 bad पढ़ लिया मैंने बोला इसको छोड़ो. I know where to go to read the good stuff. We balance हो गया now I'm good.
No, but also another interesting thing which I wanted to have your perspective towards this. AI is the next big thing, right? Like everyone is talking about it. Even in media, we are now constantly talking about how AI is going to shape the new age media. Similarly for your businesses as well, there's no way we can not talk about how AI is going to impact that. Have you all thought about how are you, like for example with Shadi.com, how are you going to integrate or use AI to sort of make it more compatible for the audience?
Yeah, look, we have been very early adopters of AI and machine learning. We've been using data analytics, data science for over 7, 8, 10 years now.
Okay.
And these are all fields of data science, right? Ultimately, data science is the overarching field. And so we've been using data science for a very long time. In fact, I'll give you a statistic just to give you an indication of how we use AI. Today we have, more than 100 AI models running across our software, right? So, for example, on Shadi.com, about 30,000 people try to sign up every day.
Really?
Okay.
Wow.
10,000 of those people are not allowed in.
Okay.
Our software will somehow create certain blocks and they're not let in, right? All of that is done through AI.
Oh, okay.
Right? That we don't have any rules written. So the AI has learned based on the past that these are bad actors or they don't have the right intent, they're just causing mischief, and it will put all kinds of barriers in their way to sign up. So that's just one example.
But that's a very, very cool example.
So similarly, we use such models across the journey of the user to optimize outcomes for our users as well as for our business, right? So AI, at a general level, I don't think it is something that is an optionality anymore.
Yeah, it's not.
You have to embrace it. Things are moving so fast and data is increasing so rapidly that applying human rules is simply not possible anymore.
Yeah.
You have to go with AI, machine-generated learning, which is the only thing that can consider so many thousands of variables and come out with
best possible solution, and then the human mind will see how it
But
works.
one of the things that we do, right, which since you're talking about AI, I think important for a lot of people to understand, the audiences particularly who are interested in this. Sometimes people use AI and technology for the sake of it, right? And a lot of times it can be dangerous because AI often is black boxed, right? You don't know what it's doing. So one of the things that we do very well is whenever we have a problem, we'll say, yes, we will apply AI and machine learning, but first you as a team come up with a solution which is handcrafted.
Correct.
Because at one point AI didn't exist. आप कोई तो
तब भी हो ही
solution
रहा
निकाल
था,
दे,
हाँ, correct.
वो apply करके उसका outcome निकालो,
Correct.
and then the AI model has to beat it.
Wow.
Right? Then you know that it's working for you.
Okay.
Right. So that's the approach we use.
I'm still trying to process that, but it's a great point. What about you, Amit?
I'm personally a techie. I've coded myself AI models.
Yeah.
And the whole setup is on a laptop also, and we have large teams building that. I think the first
But
one
has it impacted now, especially in the last 3 years, I believe, there has been a lot of emphasis on integrating AI with every business module.
Look, earlier, now, if I go back, say a couple of years back, it was more regression analysis, data analytics, which has now shifted to AI. Models हम तभी बनाते थे, frankly, but what we used them was for, determining a pattern and predicting.
Correct.
Now this world is changing significantly with the new LLMs. तो एक हो गया चैट जीपीटी जो आ रहा है, एक है खुद का भी LLM बना सकते हैं. तो वी आर ट्राइंग बोथ अप्रोचेस राइट नाउ. Our own LLM as well as using chat GPT or Bard. The easy hangings first. So we are basically now able to simulate customer support, for example. Like if somebody is calling in or somebody is trying to contact us on support, that can be automated through AI. We've just done a pilot last week in which a call is being simulated where consumer is being spoken to, and from this side is an AI machine talking to the person, right? And the output is nearly there. I would say still I haven't taken it live, but
it's always a work in progress.
It's a work in progress, but it's so beautiful. I mean, I was wrapped on how customer support can actually be automated over a voice call in this format, and it's all, look, earlier it used to be, if consumer says this, you say this. It was a flow chart.
It's rules based.
Right? Rule based. Now it is free flow. The machine can now think basis what you asked and answer. That's the big change that has happened over past 2 years. And that's what we're implementing right now. Then there are a lot of use cases in which you can personalize your journey. Let's say you come to a website, you see few cars, then you go back. Next time when you come, the site can be personalized to you. Because I know that you're looking at certain segment. Exactly. Right? There are many use cases. Now we are into finance underwriting. We give loans. We are using AI to predict whether you will default or not. When I take your KYC, I see your eye movement and determine whether you're trustworthy or not.
Wow.
Because when you tell the truth, your eye movement is different.
Really?
Yeah, exactly, right? And there's a science behind it. So we have actually studied these patterns and trying to implement all these into our underwriting itself.
Am I saying the truth or not?
I won't reveal the algorithm here.
But this is very interesting fact.
Does it really work? Even lie detector tests today.
Anupam, it basically eliminates some
one indicator.
It eliminates 20% people, let's put it that way. And there will be 10 Jain in there. I'm not trying to deny that. But at least I don't want to get into the zone where I have to get those other 10 bad.
So it's one indicator.
Yeah.
Okay, since we don't have a lot of time, lastly, I want to know, yesterday the interim budget, of course, was announced in entrepreneur. There's a lot of emphasis in the budget for the entrepreneur, just to stimulate and sort of for them, that industry to grow. How do you all look at it from your respective point of views? Like, do you think that it will help? Or like, where do you see that?
See, I have a big complaint. I think one of the things they didn't do in the budget is they should have said that any investments made on Shark Tank are tax-free. That would have helped.
This would have been, people will fight to be on Shark Tank after that.
Would have helped everyone.
Because that would be crazy.
No, it's seriously, this is a budget on accounts. So really, there's not much to be expected except for continuity, which is what the finance minister did. I think the emphasis on fiscal discipline is very welcome. I think if you want to strengthen the rupee and really become a developed nation, Viksit Bharat by 2047, fiscal discipline will become very important. I think the other element, which is very encouraging, a lot needs to be done. So this is just the beginning, a drop in the ocean. Jo 1 lakh crore rupiah for R&D deep tech that has been allocated, right, is the first step towards hopefully correcting decades of wrong. If you look at patent filing, which is one indicator of intellectual property being created in your country, India is far, far, far behind when you compare to the US or even China, right?
Correct.
We
Also,
are
the procedures are very
but we just don't file enough patents. We're not creating enough IP, right? And so I think this 1 lakh crore to start out with, to incentivize deep tech R&D is extremely important, as well as the emphasis on chip ecosystem. Though I think the signals are right,
Correct.
but the
long
reality,
road ahead,
the meat will come in the real budget.
Okay.
Right? So we'll see.
I personally think it was an excellent budget. There were no freebies distributed to win votes. It was about the nation this time. And the key focus areas have remained constant. They've only gone deeper into building more infra, getting more startups out, which will help economy.
Yeah.
There was also special mention on women, which I really welcomed, on how government is thinking about making it a developed nation. To be a developed nation, you'll have to have your women workforce also, come out. I think education makes a lot of difference if you think about it. I personally think this budget was not to appease, it was to actually build the nation, and that's what I like about it.
Yeah, lovely. On that note, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Shark Tank India. I'm really looking forward to seeing how
watching.
it changes the entire outlook towards how entrepreneurship is, because I know it's very difficult. Just from the fact that an idea is conceived to the point where it's being
I'll tell you
executed.
I'll tell you a very quick funny story. Okay,
Yeah.
I've been angel investing for a long time, and about 12 years back, I met a founder, and he had a girlfriend, and he was trying to raise capital. So he told me, "Yaar, badi problem hai. Father of my girlfriend will not allow her to marry me because I'm an entrepreneur. So why don't you fund me?
Yeah.
That way I'll get money for my company. I'll get validation also. तो मेरी शादी भी हो जाएगी." I said, "वाह, कमाल के बंदा है तो यार. You're asking me for money, so you'll get married." Anyway, the business plan was good, so I funded it. Today it's a unicorn. Many times over, company is doing well. But imagine, 10, 12 years back, people would object to being married to entrepreneurs. And today, the most searched or the most coveted job profile is founder entrepreneur.
That's true.
10 साल में बदलाव आया है.
और अगले 10 साल में I'm really curious to see how
We'll be
it's
the-
only going to go
We'll be the top
better.
entrepreneurs in the world, no question about it.
You are already.
Not us as a country, he meant.
As a country.
Oh, that's true. I agree. India is the way forward. I think we are already on our path to doing wonders. So thank you so much
Thank
once
you.
again.
Thank you.
And
Thanks.
I hope that there are many more seasons.